Gaming. Remember when Psyk was a gaming channel? I remember. Platformers. Psyk like platformers. Give me every kind of shoe on earth and you can bet your ass that I'm buying the Crocs. You're on a platform. You jump to another platform. Then to another. One more. Oh look, you fucked it, fell off and died, you shit stain, ugly fart box, warthog, try again. Moving and jumping. The essence of platformer games. Pretty simple, right? This is why Psyk like platformers. Brain gotta think too harder to do game good. With games constantly evolving in depth and complexity, every time you open Steam, you get a fresh batch of titles, all doing their best to projectile vomit, flashy features, manifold mechanics, and enlightened etchings at you like some grotesque Japanese shock porn that my friend told me about. At some point, you just gotta close the Steam window, get up, throw in the towel, turn around, and play a cat game that does the jumping for you instead. Despite this though, if you recognize this eccentric mustached electrician guy and his mate, then you'll understand that despite their relative simplicity, platformers are here to stay. In fact, in the humble opinion of a qualified, established, professional gaming channel, often what makes a good platformer stand out is strength in simplicity. And what better way to explore this than to travel back to a much simpler time? It's 1996, 3 years before the birth of the greatest YouTube star of the modern world. Game consoles are really picking up steam, and with 3D knocking on everyone's doors, developers are racing to see who can do it best, with a whole range of emerging consoles to choose from. Sega's repping this speedy blue crackhead, Nintendo the aforementioned carpenter, all of a sudden Sony's joining in and doesn't have a mascot. Introducing Bash Bandicoot. Crash is like the name. Simple. Crash. And when they made it into a fighting game, it was Crash Bash. And when they made it into a racing game, it was Crash Team Racing. Even child me could work this shit out, and that kid only just worked out that the word 40 doesn't have a U in it. You got a spin move, you break the boxes, you get the Ugdabad, you save Christmas. Simple, but not easy. The high road is where boys become men. Stormy Ascent is where the men become boys again and go do their homework instead. The misbehaving canine doesn't sugarcoat it for you either. You fucked up, and they're gonna make sure that you're aware of it. Crash gets smushed by boulders, eaten by flowers, burnt to a crisp, his dick sliced off, but when you finally triumph, it feels incredibly unsatisfactory. Because well done, but you also missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 boxes. And now you don't get this shiny little gem. Regardless, these animations are but a piece of the Bandicoot pie. Crash's crowning achievement has always been his presentation. Bam, 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 bam! Sky Village, Guillotine Castle, treetops above the clouds, Toxic Hazard Factory. You get the idea. Bam! Even in the original game, at any one point in time, the PS1 system could generally handle about 1,500 polygons on the screen. 600 of those polygons went into Crash. That's how important he was. As well as this, the levels also aren't even built entirely upon textured cubes. Thanks to some clever, hacky-smacky, confetti spaghetti coding from its developers, Crash Bandicoot arguably looked and felt more alive and animated than any other video game of its time. If you've got a spare half hour, I'd seriously recommend watching this cute-ass man go off about how Crash came to be, as if he'd programmed it yesterday. And I love to imagine other PS1 game devs at the time just shitting their pants at the sight of this orange-ass, blue pant-wearing fuck winking at them. It's all so unique, varied and quirky in different, often pretty crude ways. All the enemies seem to be the same one guy in 18 different cosplays. The first zone in the game, you just massacre a tribe of natives and their leader for no apparent reason. Each level is played at a different camera angle than the last, the music is funky, the sound effects are iconic. What have I got? This is the intro sequence.
This time I shall reign triumphant. The vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do.
Say what you want about the game, but at least it doesn't resort to cheap, provocative titty girls to
prepare the female bandit.
The controls can be pretty unreliable, and
Yes! Fuck you!
jumping accurately in a 3D space definitely comes with its frustrations.
Sucking ass licking motherfucking piece of fucking shit. What the fuck was that?
But if you picked this up as a kid, or you never got round to it, I'd really recommend picking up the Insane Trilogy remasters of the first 3 games. They look amazing, and they get rid of a lot of the stupid shit. Crash feels more responsive, you're able to save the game whenever you want, the bonus levels just make more sense. You get the idea. Despite its flaws, Crash Bandicoot is brimming with character, imagination, and ingenuity. You're signing up for something that's less polished, sanitized, and family-friendly than that landscaper I mentioned before, but something equally as memorable and innovative in its own rough-around-the-edges sort of way. I played my fair share of games as a kid, but my memories of playing Crash with my dad and older sister, who always was and always will be 3 times better at the game than me, are some of my most cherished. In fact, I feel like this video is missing something. Ugdaba.
Fuck you, fucking oobla guy. You're supposed to have my fucking back.